Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this weekly Wednesday tip from yours truly, the Tax Cop. All right, y'all. So, you've heard me give you a summary of all the heat. You heard me say what audit-proofing is. You heard me tell you you need to develop a system for handling your dough. Now, let's get to the question that people gonna really ask me, and I get these one-on-ones quite often, right? Patrice, do I gotta keep my receipts? Like, I have to have them? What happens if I don't have my receipts and I get audited? What am I supposed to do? To receipt or not to receipt? That is the question, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Come a little bit closer. Your girl is not great at keeping the receipts. I'm gonna say it again. Let's come in a little, just a little bit closer. Zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. Your girl do not keep all her receipts. Okay? I'm gonna tell you what I do though. I do though. I do a lot of stuff online. Why? Because it's just easier that way. Now, do I have a folder and a system that I have used? Yes, and I'm getting better at it, organizing it, right? Organizing the emails because I do purchase a lot of stuff online. When it comes to the business, that's why you hear me talk about having a business bank account. I will use the credit card quite often, the business credit card. Y'all, the biggest places I go are the most frequent place I go is to the post office. Y'all see these? Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Y'all see it? I just went there yesterday to the post office, and I have tons. Y'all, these are the receipts. Y'all gonna be like, why do she keep these? These are the receipts that I got. I got the receipts for sending stuff to the comptrollers of states and the IRS uh, certified mail. I had to think about what it's called, certified mail. Why? Because when I am doing stuff for my clients, when we have to mail stuff, when we got to make sure it gets there on time, I keep the receipt because I've had times where I've actually had to send this in. Believe it or not, did you mail it on time? Do you know what day you mailed it on time? I mailed it on time. This is what I did. And any of my clients know that's why I give you the tracking number. So that I can be like, wait a minute, what was the tracking number? Now, one of the things I'm going to add to my system is going into the post office system and pulling down, yep, it got delivered. That delivery confirmation for us, right? That is a step that I will be adding on and putting into this individual client's portal. Why? Because if I'm refuting something that they get, we got to go toe to toe. I have all my documentation in my secure portal. That's the other thing I do. I have a secure portal for each client so that I can keep that documentation, right? And we back that joint up. We back that joint up. My IT guy will tell you, go Rob, go. That thing is backed up. It's backed up on our networks. It's backed up on their networks to an extent. But I make sure I have external hard drives sitting right here so I can get the stuff. So that I have access to it if ever anybody asks how stuff is done. So receipt wise, I will tell you, like I told you, honestly, your girl not great at, like if I'm going out to eat or something like that, unless it's a business meeting. Now, if it's a business meeting, I will. I have a notation on my calendar. Y'all listen now, because y'all like, wait a minute. I have a notation on my calendar that I'm meeting such and such to discuss this, and we're gonna go to lunch. We'll do an invite. We may have a couple of text chats. Hey, have you arrived, etc. And I'm going to use the business credit card to actually document that. Hey, I went to such and such. We ate. This is what we discussed, and I might come back and put it in my journal. So there's different ways to document the receipts, and the biggest two that I'm going to tell you really are meals. When you're meeting with clients, you're only getting a 50% deduction for it anyway. That will flag, right? And then, of course, I have my receipts for my mileage. It's on my mileage app all day. All day. Get you a mileage app if you don't have one. When you in that car and it's doing what it's doing, that way you have it. And you had the transactions. And then make sure, me, I only turn it on when I actually, even though it's in the background, I normally only like make sure it's activated when I'm going to do business. Because most of the time I'm in the office, right? So my stuff is a little bit different. But I will tell you, mileage, because you can get money for that, and your meals. But everything else, unless, depending on what it is that you do, right? If you got that receipt, I'm gonna go back to here again. Y'all, she's our friend all day. She is our friend. This is one of your best friends. Take a picture of that receipt and throw it in recycle so it can be shredded. If you got to take a picture, in most cases, if you're using accounting software, you can upload that receipt. It says an attachment. I know that it says an attachment. So that way you'll be like, oh, if ever asked about that specific transaction, was it personal in nature? Was it business in nature? Do that. Or you have a log. Some people have journals. My Remarkable be my best friend. I document so much. This be in a purse. Y'all. That's part of the system. But do you keep receipts? Do I traditionally keep paper receipts? The only ones I keep, I will not lie to you. The only ones I keep, like I got a whole bunch of these. And some of these go back to, like I'm looking at this one. This was May. I told you, I just went to the post office yesterday. I got some sitting on the floor from last year because I never know when stuff is going to happen. And so I make sure that I support that with the tracking number with the client. So the client also knows, hey, I mailed it on this day. I did this. This is our communication so that we're locked and loaded. But most of my other receipts, I make sure I do it online in some capacity. And then I put it in a folder in my email because I'm using a system by, I think, Crystal Clark. I think that's who it is. I'll share that. I'm using her system to organize my email box so that if ever something comes up, because I do have recurring transactions, right? I do have dues and subscriptions that happen every month. Most of those are either on Automate or we do them online and we can cross-reference them. The biggest thing is making sure that for your business, you are keeping stuff systematized, and even for your personal. So for my personal, I definitely am not always keeping receipts. Like I just went to the grocery store this morning after dropping my son off at camp. I do have the receipts. I put that receipt in the recycle. Now I'm not gonna tell you I don't get the receipts, which is crazy, right? Because you're like, well, Patricia, but I get the receipt. I make sure, okay, everything's on it, good. I don't even always, on a personal side, take a picture of it. I just bring the receipt home and I put it away. I definitely put it away. But I also do use software for my personal transactions because it's just easier for me. So if I got to run a personal financial statement, I know where I spent stuff, and I kind of want to use it for analysis to see how much did I spend at the groceries versus for entertainment versus eating out, which we trying to cut back on, but sometimes life be lifing. When it's hot, y'all, my hangout spot is Wegmans, just in case y'all was wondering. Why? Because you can get your groceries and you can get you a good meal and have a good date. In Virginia, they let you drink wine. I don't drink wine like that, but that's neither here nor there. Y'all probably like, this chick is crazy. But I'm just letting you know. I am letting you know that to get do you have to keep the paper receipts? That's really, really the question. No, because if you got your phone, you get the receipt, you take a picture of it. I'm all for recycling and shredding receipts, unless, of course, it's my certified mail stuff, because I'll be playing with these comptrollers in the IRS. But make sure you have a way that if you ever, in your worst case, had to be like, wait a minute, I need to do this transaction, let me bring it up. How can I prove it? And I'm telling you that now because I actually have some clients where we are going back and recreating transactions based off of correspondence we have, and they don't have the original receipt, but if they had a copy of the contract that they had scanned somewhere, or they actually have, in this case, for one client, we're talking about pulling a credit card transaction so that we can support, hey, I did have XYZ done, or I did work with XYZ, and here is the support that I paid them for this. Get into the habit of your contract scanning them. So I will tell you, I'm a scan queen. I am a scan queen. I am electronic queen, and I will put that in a folder system to make sure that I have them. But do I keep tons and tons of paper receipts? If you the post office, yeah. And I'm not saying do what I do. I'm saying make sure you have a way to track those receipts and what they were. Even if you scribble, hey, went to meal with such and such, we discussed such and such. I will tell you, meals and miles are the ones. The M&Ms, them M&Ms will get you every time. Peace.